And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for another edition of the Chris Richardson Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, a nice win for you guys on Saturday. You officially clinch your MEC tournament spot with the win. Talk about the game overall and what you saw.
Yeah, game down at D&E where, a little bit of a longer trip. Get up early, get on the bus. Most of the guys slept on the way down there. We go eat. Bus got stuck a couple times in the snowy and icy streets of Elkins. So, road game, we've talked about it for years, Zach. You don't have as much control over the things that happen in terms of your daily routine, but you have a lot of control over how you respond. And to D&E's credit, they came out fired up. They changed their lineup a little bit, gave us some tough matchups, gave us some different looks that I did not have us prepared for, so that's on me. Threw a lot of zone out there where we didn't work a ton on that going into the game because, we anticipated they'd play a lot more man-to-man. But great thing about moments like that, you get down 15, you're on the road, quiet gym, you got to find a way. And there comes a point in the game where you decide, okay, we're either going to find a way to change our circumstances and get back to the standards that we've continued to raise and set for ourselves throughout this season, or you're going to fold. And folding never came in this group's mindset. Down 15 late in the first half, just kept fighting. And we were able to get it back to within – it should have been a 3-point game at halftime. And we took the last 4.5 seconds off and let them bank in a 3 from half court to make it a 6-point game at halftime. But going from down 15 to down 6 at halftime, you'll take it. Made some adjustments at halftime, and not just the coaches but the players. And I thought we saw a lot of leadership, ownership, and growth from our group on Saturday because the players were bringing adjustments to the coaches, things that they see, which we're all for. It's a collaborative process, and ultimately the decisions lie with me, but the execution on the court is mostly on them. I can't make a shot for them or dribble for them, pass for them. Good thing for the Cardinals because I wouldn't help in that regard. But just a lot of ownership, a lot of togetherness, and a really good culture win for our team. And anytime you can win on the road, you'll take it. But the manner in which we did it, having to come back, changing defenses throughout the game, players making plays and players playing for each other, one of those days that you really feel good about what you get to do and the group that you get to do it with. And it was a really happy bus ride home for both us and the women's team after their big overtime win as well.
And you mentioned that open communication between you and the players. How does that help you guys as you collaborate and kind of take on these opponents each week?
I think it comes down to trust, and a lot of that's built with relationships. And a lot of that, it carries over onto the court, but it's molded and it's enhanced and it's built. The foundation of it is built through individual conversations, through team meetings and conversations, and then through actions. Talking about it's one thing, but displaying it and acting on it is another. And we got a group that really likes each other, that lets us coach them, whether that's a day where we're intense and 5-on-5 and up and down and a little bit more vocal, or a day where we're maybe not as intense, but there's still a standard of performance that we have. And so I thought the game on Saturday was really indicative of just the group that we have in banding together, not breaking apart when things got tough, finding a way, and then just the collaboration, the courage, to bring those discussions to the coaching staff at halftime about some things that they saw that they see out there between the lines, and then the ability to go out and execute is the part that really excites you. So, it may look like just another win, but it's a win that I really like the journey that we took to get there. It was a really fun day.
And a milestone moment for one of your seniors. Alex Smith gets his 500th career rebound against Davis and Elkins. Talk about his leadership on the defensive side and kind of how he was able to hit that mark.
Yeah. If you had in the NFL how they got the helmet and they got the green dot on the back, and so the quarterback has one, and then usually it's like the middle linebacker or someone on the defense has one to call the defense. He'd be the middle linebacker with the green dot on the helmet, the coach-to-player communication. He does a great job of just helping us find the right matchups in game, right? Like we go into the game with our scouting and have our matchups based on what we've seen on film, and then like we changed a couple of matchups on Saturday, and Alex being able to have the humility to suggest that if it's something that changes his matchup. Like T. Harris did a phenomenal job on Matthew Gray, who's going to be an all-conference player. T shut him down in the second half. Size-wise, it was a better matchup to have T on Matthew Gray, and he did a phenomenal job. And, Alex accepted that, switching him off of Matthew Gray and onto somebody else. So happy for Alex to get the milestone. We always tease him. We recruited him as a scorer, and now here he is as a rebounder. He's played all over the court. He's stuck with us through the build, through the journey, and he's a guy that appreciates every day what it means to be a Wheeling Cardinal. And what I appreciate about him is that he passes that down to his younger teammates and to his older teammates as well. He's a big piece of what we're doing.
And lately, you guys have had a dynamic duo on offense with Aiden Gall and Caleb Murray. They're kind of going back and forth for the team's leading scorer as of late. Caleb Murray wins the MEC Offensive Player of the Week this week. Talk about their efforts and kind of how they feed off each other.
Yeah, those two guys, they play well together, and both of them, we talked about this last week, Zach, both of them have gravity. They have to be accounted for by the defense. Caleb, because he's such a lethal shooter from the perimeter, but he's also a great cutter. Right, so if you think about that, you don't want to leave a shooter alone where you got to recover to him over a long closeout. And so when teams start to matriculate towards him, he's good at recognizing what they're doing and cutting. Aiden sees the floor. We've put a lot on him as a freshman, as a redshirt freshman, but a freshman in Mountain East play. First time he's been through our league. First time he's played college basketball because he redshirted last year at Wisconsin Green Bay. And he's delivered. I mean, he's been phenomenal. And those two have gotten better and better as the season has gone on. They're really good friends off the court, and they're big keys to what we do on the court. What I like about both of them is normally you got guys that score and maybe you have to hide them a little bit on the defensive end, or you worry about this matchup or that matchup. They're both very willing defenders. Yeah, they are. They're good. They're good friends. They're good teammates. They're good to coach, and they're great players. And when one of them is having the big game, the other has been great at playing off of that. And then when they're both having a big game, as they did against Wesleyan, they're really hard to stop together. And so excited to continue working with them and their teammates. And know we got 3 weeks left of the regular season. But I think we still have a lot of room to get better, those two included.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, as you text me after the game, job's not done. You guys clinched your playoff spot, but the seeding's coming down to these final 3 weeks. Talk about the conference and kind of how jumbled those top spots are.
Yeah, I don't even know how jumbled they are. My son, 7 years old, he looks at that stuff. I'm sure a couple of our players look at it. I'm not dumb. I know they look at that, but for us, the work's in the preparation. Right now we're getting ready for Fairmont State, who's a top 20 team all year, been top 10, top 5. They got a boatload of talent. They're well coached, and they've had a great season so far, and they want to keep that going. And, we've had a good season so far, and we want to continue to kick it up a notch. And so I don't look at that. I just know that you had mentioned that to me, so I gave you the Kobe quote, job's not finished. Our goal here is not to make the Mountain East tournament. We've done that. Our goal is to play for significance. We still have an opportunity to do that, and it's February, as we film this, 9th. So, for a lot of people out there, basketball season just started last night. We'll after the Super Bowl. We want to be playing our best this time of the year, and we still got a lot of room to grow and get better. So the job's not finished, but all our goals are still in front of us. Everything that we set out to do at the start of the year, we still have a chance to accomplish. And so for us, the focus has to be in the daily effort to get better and build, not just our systems on both ends of the court, but get better individually, because if each individual gets better, our team will get better.
And you guys getting ready for Fairmont State here on Wednesday. You challenged them here at the McDonough Center. A pretty good game between you guys. Talk about what you learned from that game that you're taking on the road Wednesday.
Yeah, they did a great job of just taking us out of what we tried to do. And even that being said, it was still a 1-2 possession game for most of the night and down the stretch. They're playing at a really high level. I know they played tonight at Concord, which is a tough place to play. They hit 23s on Saturday at West Virginia State. They hit 17 threes at home last Wednesday against Charleston. They've got all conference players up and down the lineup. They've got experience as the season has gone on, they've improved, and they were really good to start. So, they're playing great. We're playing well too. We're not intimidated, but we know that we have to play really well down there to beat them, and that's a challenge that we welcome. To win this conference and to play in the NCAA tournament, you're going to have to beat NCAA tournament teams and conference championship type teams, and Fairmont is one of those teams. And so we got to play a lot better than we did here. We can't have the droughts. We can't have the empty possessions. We can't get sped up. We can't get stagnant. So we got to work really hard over the next couple of days in our preparation, not just in practice, but in locking in on our game plan from a film and a scouting report standpoint, so that we can go down there and give them our best shot. And if we give them our best shot, we will live with the results. But we don't want to walk out of there with regrets about things that we didn't do.
Thanks, Chris. Good luck this weekend. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.